Today for our meeting of the majors, we decided to focus on internships because that's something we encourage our students to do, and that many of our students do a variety of different internships and have found them to be really rewarding and sort of shape what they do in the future. So we have invited 4 students to speak about their internship experiences, and each of them has interned at a different location. And I have asked them to sort of talk about how this internship has helped shape what their plans for the future are. They're going to tell you a little bit about what they do there and so on. So the first student who's going to talk to you is Ali Goldman, and Ali is doing an internship at Farm Star Living. She'll tell you more about what Farm Star Living does. I should also add that she has to go to her internship, so she will be leaving right after, not because she's not interested in hearing the rest of the presentation, but because she has to be at work. Yep. But she made time for this so that she could talk to all of you.
Hi everyone, again, I'm Ali, and I'm interning at Farm Star Living, like Dr. Shikante said, and it's been a really, really amazing experience. It's kind of funny because I started there May of last year, and I was expecting it to be a summer internship, and I ended up being able to stay on, and I'm still there now. And what's made it really special is it's a startup environment, so I've actually gotten to do a lot of like hands-on work. I started an editorial, and I wrote articles. I did a little bit of like web design. I helped brainstorm like topics we were going to do, like new sections, just anything and everything. And then I moved into doing more promotions and more marketing, like sales type things. So I've kind of done a little bit of everything. If you guys want, I was thinking I could show you like the website if you guys are interested in seeing it. So let me do that. Yeah, right now I'm officially I'm a promotions manager, so basically I write copy for the promotions, I help secure products to give away, and I design graphics sometimes, and I basically just work with the people who are giving us products, and I promote them across social media in a bunch of different ways. So that's what I'm doing right now. Is anyone looking for summer internships right now by any chance? No? Yeah? Because we're actually looking to hire someone else, because I'm going to be leaving. So if you're interested, you should come talk to me.
Alan, could you tell us a little bit about what Farm Star does, and do they
Yeah,
have a cause or something? What are they trying to promote?
Yeah, I mean, it's really all about promoting farmers themselves, because Mary, she worked in advertising and marketing at like big corporations like Walt Disney, and she worked with Wired and like kind of big corporations like that. So she lived around in LA, New York, and like big cities. And then she found out that they were about to lose her family farm that her grandparents owned. She spent a lot of time on as a child. And so she decided to leave all that behind and start working on the farm and basically kind of take over and make sure it didn't fall out of the family. And she was inspired to create something that would shatter a lot of stereotypes that people kind of stick on farmers, because she witnessed that a lot, in the big cities, people make fun of farmers and how they're rednecks and they're dumb and all these things. She's like, well, I've worked with them, it's really not true. I'm really plugged into that scene. And she wanted to sort of create more appreciation for farmers. So anyways, so once you see the website, it might make a little bit more sense, I think. And right now we have a huge focus on farm to table restaurants, because we kind of target towards foodies, people who are interested in getting connected to the people behind their food and things like that. So and I'll show you guys that section, because we have a big farm to table binder that's really cool. Yeah, this is the website. So we have a little article right now about bee farms, and this is her little statement. Do you guys want to read that? I don't know. Yeah, we do articles on different farms you can go see, and we have interviews with farmers, our Farm Star section. This is Tim Broad. He's a beekeeper. He's really cool. Actually, we're giving away some of his honey right now in a giveaway. It's delicious. But yeah, this is the website. And a lot of what I have been doing, what I did last semester, is I worked with a farm to table finder, finding restaurants and writing these blurbs. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Any questions about what I do, about the business?
Sorry.
I was just gonna ask, so is it just a website, or does it have like is it like a print magazine?
No, it's not print. The only other thing we have right now is we have our apps, which is for the Farm Fund and the Farm to Table Finder. You can search in your state and city for
Okay.
like farms and farms, so you can navigate to them straight with the app.
Okay.
So, yeah. Any other questions, comments? Yeah.
So do you guys have like a really dedicated community of people who really go after the whole farm to table thing? Because like for me, it's sort
Yes.
of, it's always been like a little bit of a perk, but I know some people might say like, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, there are a lot of people, like we're really plugged into like the chef scene, and actually like a lot of like non-GMO type people, because that's where farm to table restaurants is where you find that kind of food, and they're like all about it. Like Mary went to some like event where like there was someone speaking from a big non-GMO organization. I don't know, I'm not plugged into that scene, and they were so excited. Those are the people who are really like following us and really into it. Any more?
Can you show us an article you wrote?
Sure. This was my favorite. I always show people this one. I wrote an article. It was like for Oktoberfest. I just did a lot of stuff on beer, which was super fun.
Farm to fall, that's it.
Yeah,
You
it
came up
was.
with the headline?
I think my editor might have done that one. I had like a version of that though. But that's like the term for it, farm to foam. It was really fun writing this because I learned a lot about beer, and I love beer. For those who know me, so that was fun. It's all about like farm breweries. Basically, it's actually like a term, like farms who produce beer, like they grow like all of the ingredients and everything. So it's all about that. But yeah. Did you want to read a little bit of it, or what was that?
I said thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
Really insightful. I'll leave it up in case somebody else
Yeah.
wants to share.
Okay.
Next, we have Amelia Hartleroad, and she has been interning at the Georgia Justice Press.
Hey guys, I'm Amelia, as Dr. Shmaya said, and I'm interning currently at Georgia Justice Project, and my official title is Development Intern. And I focus a lot on the growth of the organization, as in like outreaching to supporters and stuff like that, and event planning, and trying to get them to come, and which is hard. But a lot of what we do is we focus on advocating for the criminally accused or convicted. In a lot of ways, it's like a nonprofit law firm, so we have like a team of lawyers, and they advocate for people who can't afford legal representation for themselves, and who've kind of been ostracized because of their criminal record, and they can't get jobs. So they, they're unemployed, and it leads to recidivism and all that kind of stuff. So what we do is we meet with them, and then from there, it's like a long journey. A lot of people think it's like, 3 weeks and I can get my criminal record taken away, but it actually takes months. And that's what I guess a lot of people have a misconception about. It takes a really long time to get their criminal record expunged. So, and it's a very touching thing, I guess, for me to see you. Like, a lot of what I do is behind the scenes, but then it's like when that one person comes in and you do hear their story, it's really touching, and it brings it full circle. And I think that for me, that's what made me really fall in love with it, and it made me figure out that what I really want to lead into is human rights law. So.
You actually get the records entirely expunged?
Yeah, some of them, not every case, but we have a really high, I think 85% we are able to. I mean, we don't take every client because, each case is special in itself, but most of the time we can either advocate for them. If we don't get it totally expunged, we can advocate for them to employers, saying, hey, we didn't actually get this person's record, but they are, willing to work.
So how did you find the internship?
I actually found it on Oglethorpe's website, and it was on the same road as my other internship, so it kind of like I had seen it before and I knew what it was.
Can you tell one touching story? I know that you've talked about this before. Persuasive writing.
Yeah, there's one client, his name is Will, and he was like the oldest of 9 children, and he was born somewhere in, impoverished Atlanta. And his dad was a drug dealer, and his mom was an addict. And at 9 years old, he was going to be sent to foster home, so he ran away. And then by 15 years old, he was into drugs himself, and there was a drug-related murder, and he was convicted of it. But we got his sentence reduced from life in prison to 10 years. So he served his 10 years, and then he works every day since. Every day. So he loves it. He's so happy he has a job.
So is that like the first time that he's had a real job that you go to regularly?
Yeah. Yeah.
So is that the case for a lot of the clients that, this will be like the first time that they've been able to
Yeah.
actually work without having that stigma?
Yeah, because a lot of them, they are, a victim of their own livelihood. They've never really, had a chance in a way. They've never had any real support. So a lot of them are first-time offenders, and first-time offenders are the easiest ones to get expunged.
So you'll get a law degree to go forward with this work?
Hopefully, that's what I plan to do. Yeah.
In terms of skills that the internship required of you, and the skills that you've learned over there, can you talk to us?
I learned a lot, I guess. I didn't really understand how nonprofits truly worked. It was always kind of a weird thing to me, like, are you looking to break even? Like, what is this kind of thing? And I think I've learned a lot about the people, like sponsors, which I didn't know that companies like this gave this much money for this kind of stuff. But I've also learned a lot about event planning. I guess I didn't know that nonprofits invited random people they've never spoken to for, just to get their name out there. And of course I've done like a lot of, grunt work, filing, Excel, invitations, stuff like that.
Any other questions? Let's go to the next person. Our next speaker is Anna Marie DeSalvo, and she has done is currently doing an internship at Play on Sports this semester.
Okay. I have a little PowerPoint just to show you some examples of some of the work I've done. Hopefully this will work. I know we had trouble with it yesterday, so. Okay. sure what that means.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Are you on Citrix on your laptop or something?
No, on my laptop.
Yeah, because I have that problem and they showed me how to fix it.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't.
Black, is that a little black icon?
Yeah.
That looks nice.
Well, okay, we'll see if it works, and then. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, like Dr. Shikande said, I'm currently the social media intern at Play On Sports, but that role has kind of developed into writing and a little bit of PR. First, I'm going to kind of tell you the timeline of how I got my internship. Last semester, I was interning at Pegasus Creative here at Oglethorpe, and I was looking for a fall or a spring internship that possibly paid, just so I could kind of have the best of both worlds. And I got sent an email from Oglethorpe advertising for an internship's position at Play On Sports, and right when I saw it, I knew I should apply, and I knew it would probably be perfect for me because I'm a volleyball player here at Oglethorpe. I'm a volleyball coach outside of the university, and for those of you that know me, sports is kind of like one of my main passions. So when I saw this opportunity, I jumped on it right away. I was interviewing like 3 days later. So it was a very quick process for me. And so I did. I started in November, and I've been there ever since. So I worked through Christmas break and spring break. This slide just kind of gives you a little overview of what Play On Sports is. You can go through and read it. Basically what we do is there is a association called the NFHS network, and it deals with all the Federation State Associations, so FHSAA, GHSAA, for those of you that play high school sports, I'm sure those all ring a bell. Basically what we do is we broadcast all of their high school sporting events. High school sporting events, graduation events, we do some like chorus events, cheerleading, everything. So it's pretty interesting. We are the nation's premier high school sports media company, and we're the largest one in the nation. And this third bullet point talks about our unique platform, and I just want to add something to that real quick, is that we're in the middle of this massive redesign that's launching August 1st. So if you want, after I do my presentation, I can show you what our site currently looks like now. And right now we're in the process of completely redesigning our entire site and our entire mobile site. So that's been interesting to be a part of, for sure. So here you kind of see what my responsibilities are. I maintain and schedule School of the Week, which is, I'll get to that in a second. And I schedule Throwback Thursday, any highlights that come our way, and Event Rally. I have the person that kind of oversees me is actually a consultant. We brought her on just to work for our social media campaign. We brought her in December, so we've been working together pretty much my entire time there. So basically what I do is I create the content for all of the posts, or I create the content for the blog. I send it her way. She has editing experience. She'll kind of give me her 2 cents, send it back, and then I'll schedule it out. I communicate with the school broadcast programs. So let me tell you a little bit about what the school broadcast program is. Basically, every high school that we have partnerships with, let me give an example. So Westminster Schools in Buckhead, they're on our network. So the school broadcast program can be in the form of a class. It can be like a broadcasting class or a production class. It can be in the form of a club. So if a group of students has a passion for broadcasting or video production, they'll get a club together. All they really need is a mentor, and we'll send them the equipment they need to broadcast their events, and then they use our equipment to broadcast it online. So I do a lot of communication with those mentors from the different schools, kind of getting information for any content that I create. And then the last bullet just kind of talks about that if I'm ever having a slow week, I'll help the public relations director with creating the media list or anything she kind of needs help with. Okay, so here's School of the Week. The NFHS network has actually trademarked the hashtag #WeAreHighSchool. So if you were to go on Twitter and you were to search that hashtag, almost everything that you see deals with our organization or a school that's talking about us or something like that. So basically, every week I'm constantly monitoring this hashtag. Some weeks are more popular than others. For example, the past couple weeks have been a little slow because it's been spring break, so high schools aren't in session, so that's kind of been difficult. But a high school can take a picture of like a behind-the-scenes action shot of them broadcasting an event and tweet it and hashtag #WeAreHighSchool and add our Twitter handle, which is NFHS Network, and it'll come to me, and I receive all the submissions. Me and the consultant will pick a school of the week, basically, and it has a lot to do with how their image is, if it's good for our graphic designer or something like that. And then I'll email or contact the mentor, supervisor, sponsor of their club or class and ask for questions and kind of get a little bit more of an insight into what makes their program special. And then, for example, today when I leave here, I have to go to my internship, and today I'm writing the blog post that will go out on Monday for School of the Week. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's something that we do that's routine, so that's always nice. It's not something that's just kind of fly by the seat of your pants. It's kind of nice. And then Throwback Thursday, I'm sure most of you guys know what this is. We do it every week, every Thursday. The only difficult thing about this is that all the images we use have to be, we have to have the rights to them, so it's not like we can just go on the internet and pull out a picture of, I don't know, Michael Jordan and plaster it on here. It has to be someone that is in our network and a high school that is has a membership with us. So basically, I'll get a bucket full of these pictures, and I'll take them and I'll research every athlete, come up with a Twitter post, Facebook post, Instagram post, based on the research I find about their background, and then that'll go towards, that'll go on to the consultant. She'll give me the feedback. The example I have is one we did last week. We kind of tried something new. PlayOn is a startup company. They've only been around about 2.5, 3 years. They were actually bought from Turner Broadcasting in I think it was 2010. So they're relatively new, so we're still kind of in the process of figuring, what kind of posts work, what posts don't really work. So this is a good example of something we tried. It was kind of a guessing game. We gave clues about who this athlete is, and then we posted the UVA Twitter handle and the Houston Rockets Twitter handle. And Twitter's difficult because most of you know it's 140 characters, so you can't usually fit all of the, we couldn't fit his high school in there, we couldn't fit him in there, stuff like that. So this one didn't really work as well because apparently everybody knew who he was. So we got 3 responses right away, and then it kind of ruined the game for everyone else. But that's fine. What else? Okay, so this is an example of a highlight post and an event rally post we would do. So, for example, for this winter season, we did a recap of the top 10 plays of winter sports. This one, so this would be the recap. So, stellar performances by student athletes in 2013, 2014. Here are some highlights from the winter season. And then we would add the link to it, and that link is embedded in our site. So when you click it, you go to our page. The next example is for an event rally. And what that kind of means is, right now it's kind of our dead season because it's in between. Basketball just ended, and there's really only track and, baseball kind of going on right now, not some of our biggest sports, our most popular sports. So we're kind of in a dead period. But over over spring break, there were a lot of basketball tournaments. So we would tweet about, watch our basketball tournament or whatever. This is an example of a show that the NFHS network does weekly during basketball season. It's called Inside the Paint. And so Inside the Paint basically features the best highlights of the week. It does live game look-ins every Friday night. So that's just kind of an example of a tweet that would go on about Inside the Paint. Okay, so now I'm just going to say follow us, right? That's my job. So we have all of our social platforms are on there. We also have a blog that's called Huddle Up. So if you were to go into our site, you can link on to the blog through there. I do have a couple other comments about it. I have a couple cons about working for a startup company. One is that it's always changing and new people are coming in and it's constantly growing, so you don't really get into a routine ever. It's kind of always like, I don't know, everyone's always doing different things, so that's kind of difficult. But on the flip side to that, there's a lot of growth for like advancement, and so like, for example, I was offered a full-time job this summer, and unfortunately I'm taking summer classes, so I can only do part-time. But one thing I really like about them is that everyone that works there is really energetic about what they do. I mean, if you know anyone that's into sports, I mean, I know a lot of sports fans and they're all super passionate about whatever team they go for or whatever. So just imagine an entire office full of those people. So everyone's really passionate. They're very flexible about my work schedule. For example, I work 10 to like 1 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I work from home the next 2 hours. So it's really awesome. So if you have any questions, just let me know and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And the last presenter today is Christy Pierce. Christy interned at Pegasus Creative, which is on campus. It's a student-run agency through our communications office. She did a lot of different things, and she'll talk to you about that.
Hi, I'm going to pull up something really quick while I'm talking, because I know I don't have a whole lot of time. So my official title at Pegasus was campus reporter. However, I ended up being a photographer. I did a little bit of PR during the summer when I was there. I did summer and fall. I did some social media, so I worked on the Pinterest and on the Instagram. And sorry, I can't type and talk. And then I did video editing, which is something I want to show you really quickly. I won't show the whole video, but yeah. So I made this video. You don't really need to hear the music, you can just watch it while I talk. And it was something that they hadn't really had before as an organization, and so they were really looking for somebody who had video skills and editing skills. So that was really exciting for me because I'm a photographer, but I'd never really done video before, so that was awesome. It was a really great experience because I basically got to take on the whole thing from brainstorming to writing scripts if there needed to be scripts, taking the video. Basically the only thing they gave me was the idea and what they wanted to promote specifically. So yeah, you get the idea. So this was to promote Turner Ledge Campus Center when it first opened. And the exciting thing about this is it got posted on the architect's website. It got posted several times all over Oglethorpe's different social media feeds. So it was great to see my work getting out there. As a campus reporter, my job was to go to different events and take pictures both on my phone that could be used for social media and with my camera. And then do a little write-up of the event that they may or may not choose to write a blog about. I'll show you our blog really quick. And a lot of people don't even know this exists, so that'll be good. Okay, so these are our stories. So basically the campus reporter is in charge of writing probably 2 or 3 articles a week, and not all of them get posted, but it was really great experience for me because I learned how to get an article out fast. Between getting assigned the article and finishing it was usually 2 days, which was really helpful, obviously, for classes because now I'm really efficient with my writing. And that'll help me in my future career because I do love writing and I want to do that a lot. Okay, I'll go ahead and pull up, I guess, one of the articles I wrote. I also made this video and did this short write-up about it. I wrote this article about the Communications Office receiving Markham Awards, which are national awards for different publications the schools put out. I didn't make a video for that one. And then I did videos that I didn't make. I did a lot of editing for them. So every time the library has a lecture, when we have guest speakers that did lectures, I would edit the videos together and get them posted on YouTube. And usually send it to Debbie, who is my supervisor, who would tweet about it or put it on the Oglethorpe Facebook. So that's a pretty brief snippet of everything that I did, but I'm trying to really, I know we only have like 2 more minutes. So if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Did you do a lot of learning on the job, or did you feel that you were already prepared with the skills they were looking for?
I had the basic skills, but I definitely did a lot of growth in those skills, especially with social media, which was what I did more over the summer. I didn't know that I had any interest in that whatsoever. For a while, they kind of just threw the Tumblr page at me, and they were like, this has never worked, like, why don't you give it a shot? And I ended up gaining us like 35 more followers. I was doing, like, posting the quotes from above all of the buildings, and we started doing a thing on Instagram and Tumblr, like, Where Is It Wednesday? And so we would post a random picture from somewhere on campus, and that ended up being really popular, and they kept using it on Instagram. But the Tumblr didn't really work out because this is something I did learn. There's a niche in every social media, and not every company can find their niche there. So Tumblr, people are looking for things that are like profound or just funny, and it's really difficult to maintain a specific brand that you're trying to promote and still fit it into one of these niches. Because keeping your brand is the most important thing. Like, that's number one over having followers on social media. You need to make sure you're always representing yourself in the best light. So it wasn't exactly easy to do that on Tumblr. So yeah. Thanks, guys.
So a big thank you to all the students who came in and were willing to talk about their internships, and to the rest of you who came to listen to them. We are really appreciative and hope you enjoyed the session. The next session in here is also a CRS session, just food. So if you have the time, do stay. There's some interesting papers. Also, there's plenty of bagels left and drinks, so do come help yourself to some more.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.